Everybody is looking for the secret behind the USA's unparalleled power. Here, on this vast continent, a remarkable story has unfolded. A narrative not of ancient geological forces shaping landscapes, but of human endeavor, ambition, and an almost insatiable drive for progress. We observe the United States of America, a nation that, in the grand timescale of civilizations, is but a fledgling, yet one that has soared to astonishing heights of global influence. Its journey, from a collection of disparate colonies to the preeminent power on our planet, is a chronicle of extraordinary transformation, a testament to a unique confluence of ideals, resources, and an unyielding spirit. The very air here seems to hum with a restless energy, a dynamism that has propelled this nation through monumental challenges and onto the world stage as a principal actor. From the bustling metropolises that scrape the skies, veritable ecosystems of human ingenuity, to the technological heartlands where the future is forged daily, the United States presents a spectacle of power in myriad forms. It is a land that has consistently attracted and nurtured pioneers, thinkers, and innovators, each contributing to the intricate tapestry of its strength. We embark now on an exploration, a journey to understand the intricate mechanisms and historical currents that have shaped this global phenomenon. We shall delve into the foundations of its resilience, the sinews of its military might, the vast engine of its economy, the wellsprings of its innovation, and the pervasive reach of its culture. For to comprehend the modern world, one must inevitably seek to understand the United States and the unparalleled position it occupies. From the ruins of revolution to the seat of global power, this is the story of how the United States became the most influential nation on Earth. A land of opportunity, innovation, and unmatched strength. Here's why the USA is not just powerful, but why it remains number one. Our story begins not with imposing fortresses or ancient dynasties, but with an idea, a potent seed planted in the fertile ground of the late 18th century. It was the year 1776 when a bold declaration resonated across the Atlantic, proclaiming the birth of a new kind of nation, one founded on the audacious principles of freedom, self-governance, and the pursuit of happiness. This fledgling entity dared to sever its ties with the established monarchies of Europe, embarking on an uncertain path, determined to script its own destiny. The early years were fraught with peril, a crucible in which the very identity of this nascent republic was forged, tested by internal divisions and external pressures. Yet an unwavering belief in its founding ideals provided the compass. The path to enduring strength, however, is seldom smooth. The United States, in its adolescence, faced trials that would have shattered lesser entities. A great internal schism, the Civil War, tore the nation asunder, a brutal conflict that tested its very soul and threatened to extinguish the democratic experiment. Yet from these ashes of division, a more unified, albeit scarred nation began to emerge. Economic tempests like the Great Depression swept across the land, bringing widespread hardship. Yet each crisis, each period of adversity seemed to temper the national character, fostering a remarkable resilience, an ability to adapt, to learn, and ultimately to rebuild with even greater resolve. As the 20th century dawned, the world outside its borders became increasingly turbulent. Two devastating global conflicts erupted, drawing nations into their maelstrom. The United States, initially hesitant, was eventually compelled to enter these monumental struggles. Its industrial capacity, its vast human resources, and its burgeoning technological prowess were mobilized on an unprecedented scale. The sacrifices were immense, the cost profound. But through the crucible of these world wars, America not only demonstrated its capacity for immense effort, but also began to understand the inescapable interconnectedness of global affairs and its own burgeoning role within that complex web. And so, as the smoke cleared from the battlefields of the Second World War, a new global landscape emerged. Much of the old world lay in ruins, its empires diminished, its economies shattered. From this profound global reordering, the United States rose not merely as a victor among others, but as a preeminent power, a nation possessing unparalleled economic strength and military capability. It was a pivotal moment, a transition that saw America step, perhaps somewhat reluctantly at first, into the mantle of global leadership. A position that would define its trajectory for the remainder of the century and beyond, setting the stage for an era of unprecedented influence. The capacity to project influence, to safeguard interests, and indeed to shape global events often rests upon a foundation of formidable military strength. In this arena, the United States stands as a titan, possessing the largest, most technologically advanced, and arguably most experienced armed forces the world has ever witnessed. This immense military apparatus is frequently described, sometimes with admiration, sometimes with apprehension, as a form of global constabulary, a force capable of operating in virtually any environment on Earth. Its sheer scale is staggering, a complex ecosystem of personnel, hardware, and logistical networks designed for a spectrum of operations, from humanitarian aid to high-intensity conflict. A key element of this global military posture is an extraordinary network of installations, a web of over 800 military bases strategically positioned across the planet. These outposts, ranging from sprawling airfields and naval stations to smaller, more specialized facilities, serve as forward operating hubs, enabling rapid deployment and sustained presence in regions far from American shores. This global footprint is unparalleled, providing the United States with a unique ability to respond to crises, support allies, and monitor potential threats in real time. It is a tangible manifestation of its commitment to maintaining a global reach, a strategic archipelago in a complex geopolitical ocean. The true potency of this military, however, lies not just in its numbers or its geographic spread, but in its relentless pursuit and application of cutting-edge technology. From the silent depths patrolled by nuclear-powered submarines, each a self-contained world of immense destructive potential, to the skies dominated by stealth aircraft capable of evading sophisticated defenses, American military innovation is a constant. The domain of cyber warfare, an invisible battlefield, is another area of intense focus, alongside advancements in space-based assets that provide crucial intelligence, communication, and navigation capabilities, ensuring a technological edge that is fiercely maintained. This formidable military power, therefore, is not merely a defensive shield for the nation's own borders. It is an instrument of policy, a means of projecting influence, deterring potential adversaries, and reassuring allies across the globe. The capacity to deploy decisive force anywhere in the world, often at short notice, underpins much of America's diplomatic leverage and its role in international security architectures. It is a power that carries immense responsibility, shaping global dynamics, and often placing the United States at the very fulcrum of international peace and conflict. Parallel to its military prowess, and indeed inextricably linked to it, is the colossal scale of the American economy. Valued at over $28 trillion, it stands as the largest single national economy on Earth, a vast and intricate machine that drives a significant portion of global commerce and innovation. This economic behemoth is not a monolithic entity, but rather a dynamic ecosystem of industries, from agriculture and manufacturing to services and high technology, each contributing to its immense output and its profound influence on the material well-being of nations far and wide. Its sheer size dictates global trends, and its health is a barometer for the world's economic climate. At the heart of this economic powerhouse lie legendary centers of finance and commerce, names that resonate globally. Wall Street in New York City serves as a nerve center for global capital markets, a place where fortunes are made and global investments are directed, its daily rhythms influencing bourses from Tokyo to London. This financial infrastructure, sophisticated and deeply interconnected, facilitates the flow of trillions of dollars, funding enterprises, underwriting innovation, and shaping the investment landscape across continents. The depth and liquidity of American financial markets provide a stability and accessibility that attract capital from every corner of the globe. But the modern American economy is also defined by a new breed of titans. The technology giants that have, in a remarkably short period, reshaped how humanity communicates, shops, works, and entertains itself. Companies such as Apple, with its iconic consumer electronics, Amazon, the leviathan of e-commerce and cloud computing, Google, the gateway to the world's information, and Microsoft, a cornerstone of software and enterprise solutions, are not merely American success stories. They are global phenomena, their products and services integrated into the daily lives of billions, their innovations setting the pace for technological advancement worldwide. Perhaps one of the most potent symbols, and indeed instruments, of America's economic dominance is the US dollar. For decades, it has held the preeminent position as the world's primary reserve currency, the currency in which much of international trade and finance is conducted. This status is a profound indicator of global trust in the stability and strength of the U.S. economy and its institutions. It provides the United States with significant economic advantages, including lower borrowing costs and a reduced exchange rate risk, further cementing its central role in the intricate dance of the global financial system. The narrative of American strength is deeply interwoven with a relentless spirit of inquiry and a remarkable capacity for innovation. It is a nation that has consistently pushed the boundaries of human knowledge and technological capability, achieving feats that once seemed the preserve of dreams. The audacious landing of a human on the moon in 1969 was not just a triumph of engineering. It was a profound statement of ambition and ingenuity that captivated the world. Similarly, the foundational development of the Internet, born from American research initiatives, has fundamentally reshaped our planet, creating an interconnected global village and unleashing waves of subsequent innovation. A vital component of this innovative ecosystem is the nation's higher education system. American universities, many of them household names globally, consistently rank among the world's best. These institutions are more than just centers of learning. They are powerful magnets, attracting brilliant minds, ambitious students, and leading researchers from every continent. They foster an environment of critical thinking, collaborative research, and entrepreneurial spirit, serving as incubators for new ideas and technologies that often find their way into the global marketplace, driving progress across diverse fields. The intellectual capital nurtured here is a priceless national asset. This penchant for invention seems almost embedded in the nation's cultural DNA, a legacy passed down from pioneers and tinkerers of the past. From the prolific workshops of Thomas Edison, whose inventions illuminated the world and revolutionized communication, to the ambitious ventures of contemporary figures like Elon Musk, who seeks to redefine transportation and extend humanity's reach into space, there is a continuous thread of bold thinking and a willingness to challenge the status quo. This spirit is supported by a venture capital system and a culture that, while not without its risks, often rewards audacious bets on future technologies. And the quest continues, unabated. The United States remains at the forefront of research and development in fields that will undoubtedly shape the 21st century and beyond. Artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and genetic engineering, renewable energy solutions, and the next frontiers of space exploration are all areas where American scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs are making significant contributions. This enduring commitment to discovery and innovation is not merely about maintaining a competitive edge. It is about actively shaping the future, striving to solve humanity's grand challenges and unlock new realms of possibility. Beyond the tangible metrics of military might and economic output, there exists another, more subtle yet profoundly powerful dimension to America's global standing: its cultural influence. One need only observe the global landscape of entertainment, lifestyle, and communication to see the pervasive reach of American culture. A Hollywood blockbuster captivating audiences in a remote village, the familiar golden arches of a fast food restaurant in a bustling Asian metropolis, or a viral TikTok trend originating from a suburban American teenager. These are but a few examples of a cultural current that flows ceaselessly across borders. This phenomenon is often described as soft power, the ability to attract and co-opt, to shape preferences and influence behavior through cultural appeal and shared values rather than through coercion. The United States has proven to be a master practitioner in this domain. Its music, in myriad genres from jazz and rock and roll to hip-hop and pop, has provided a global soundtrack for generations. Its film and television industries create narratives and characters that resonate with and are consumed by billions, often exporting not just entertainment but also particular perspectives, aspirations, and social mores. The technological platforms born in America have further amplified this cultural dissemination. Social media networks, streaming services, and online content portals, predominantly American in origin, have become the primary conduits through which much of the world now experiences and shares culture. These platforms not only distribute American content, but also shape the very way global conversations unfold, influencing trends, opinions, and even political discourse on an unprecedented scale. The English language itself, heavily influenced by American usage, has become the de facto lingua franca of global business, science, and popular culture. The American dream, that enduring narrative of opportunity, upward mobility, and individual success, while complex and often contested, continues to exert a powerful pull on the global imagination. The lifestyle, fashion, and consumer habits often portrayed in American media become aspirational for many around the world. This cultural magnetism, this ability to set trends and define what is considered modern or desirable, contributes significantly to America's overall influence, creating a subtle but persistent gravitational pull that complements its more overt forms of power. The United States, as we have observed, presents a compelling, if complex, picture of strength. Is it a nation without flaws? A perfect exemplar in every regard? Assuredly not. Like any great power throughout history, it faces internal challenges, grapples with societal divisions, and its actions on the world stage are often subject to intense scrutiny and debate. The path of its history is marked by both triumph and tribulation, by moments of profound inspiration and periods of deep introspection. Yet, what remains undeniably striking is its enduring capacity to rise to challenges, to adapt to a constantly shifting global environment, and to lead in so many diverse fields of human endeavor. This resilience, this innovative spirit, this projection of both hard and soft power, has cemented its position as arguably the most influential single nation in recorded history. It is a narrative woven from threads of struggle, the relentless pursuit of innovation, and unwavering, if sometimes imperfectly realized, commitment to freedom, and an almost boundless ambition. The story of American power is far from over. It continues to evolve, to be written with each passing day. But the foundations laid, the capacities developed, and the global influence accrued over more than 2 centuries provide a formidable basis for its continued prominence. And it is this extraordinary confluence of historical momentum, economic vitality, military might, innovative drive, and cultural resonance that explains why, as we survey the global landscape today, the United States of America remains a power unparalleled, a nation that continues to shape the destiny of our shared planet. Is America perfect? No, but its ability to rise, adapt, and lead has made it the strongest nation in history. It's a story of struggle, innovation, freedom, and ambition. And that's why the USA remains number one. Like, share and subscribe for more powerful stories from around the world.